If you are committed to growing your business, you're committed to finding out the marketing problems that are keeping you stuck, you really just want to transcend the things that have kept you blocked from success, especially in business, entrepreneurship, and maybe it's taking the leap, going for that new position, going for that new business or entrepreneurship, and you've never done it before, or you just really want to crush it in business. Joe Nicasio, Employee Escape Plan, is your man. I've worked with Joe. He's coached me. He's given me tons and tons and tons of gold and just really transformed my mindset around business. So I highly recommend Joe Nicasio, EmployeeEscapePlan.com. You can find that www.employeeescapeplan.com. Let Joe know Chris sent you, and have a conversation with him, see what he can do for you, how he can alleviate your challenges, your business challenges. It'll make a difference for you. You're welcome. Now, for the woman of the hour, Miss Jade Green. Equal parts entrepreneur, girly girl, and tomboy. For the last 2 decades, Jade has steadily built an international reputation as a hard-charging, rule-breaking, high-performance entrepreneur, as well as a woman's leader, speaker, and transformational coach. Among other accolades, she's been honored as one of Startup Daily's top 50 women entrepreneurs under 40, received 2 Bronze International Stevie Awards for Women in Business, Female Entrepreneur of the Year, and Women Run Workplace of the Year, and her search firm, Velocity Consulting, was the very first business to receive investment from the Entourage Growth Fund. Earlier this year, Jade found herself unhappy with a life built on hustle and chasing accolades and shiny things. So she dissolved Velocity and sold all of her household possessions in favor of creating a new enterprise, Life Engineered, whose purpose is to make happier humans. This new consulting and edu-tech hub not only helps fast-growth startup founders solve their human capital challenges, but also shares the blueprints for happiness to be applied in other equally important areas of their lives, such as experiences, relationships, and health. Jade, are you ready to rock this? She is most certainly ready to rock this. You are now rocking this on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Thanks for joining us, Jade. Love having you here, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule.
Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm very excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to dive into your journey, how you got to where you are today, some of the challenges that you had to overcome to get here. And before that, for the United States, at least, it is the holiday season. Is it the holiday season for you technically as well? No?
It technically is.
Is it?
You'll probably hear people partying. I've got my window open to the street. I'm in my home office at the moment. Uh-huh. And so there's all people Airbnb-ing around me because the beach is just here. Uh-huh. So around this time of day, we start to hear beers chinking and kids laughing, and the beach is packed right now. So awesome. It's definitely in swing. I think most people knocked off work yesterday.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So how do you relate to the holidays, Jade? How do you show up when the holidays are happening? How do you feel about the holidays?
I was actually thinking about this morning, going, holy shit, Christmas is on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's Thursday here.
Wow.
So I'm like, ooh, I've got wrapping paper down here. I really should wrap some presents. I should do something. I feel like I don't really take a break for the holidays. Every day I made a conscious choice a couple of years ago that every day is the same day. Every day is a special day. Yes, Christmas is going to be great, but
own that. That's beautiful. Like every day is the best day ever. Every day is a gift. Open up that present.
Like I'm in a group with the Mind Valley Master Trainers, and we were trying to line up a time the other day. When should we talk? What should we do? And it was like, oh, let's do Monday. And I'm like, Monday in Australia, that's Christmas Day. And they're like, oh yeah, that's okay. We can do a Skype on Christmas Day. I'm like, yeah, if I've got service where I'm camping, I'm more than happy. Like, why not?
Right.
And it gets else's space.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. I love it. So beautiful. I love that perspective. There doesn't need to be a special occasion, a holiday, to like step into this mood of generosity, to step in this, way of being that there's love and joy in everyone's hearts. There's a lot more, at least, than most other days. And some people get stressed out by the holidays and Christmas, and they can do that on their own. But we're gonna absolutely celebrate with the joy and the gratitude and all that good stuff, and we can always share that with the people who aren't quite there yet. So that's awesome and beautiful, and thank you for sharing that. And let's start diving into your journey. Tell us about a time where you were like super stuck, along this journey, getting to where you are today. It hasn't been always all these awards. You're crushing it on the awards and the accolades, by the way, absolutely shining. But things weren't always this great. So tell us about that journey, some of the challenging parts.
Well, it was probably this time last year was a real challenge for me. Yeah. I was I'd separated from my ex-husband, which was just because we were going in different directions. So that wasn't a problem. But the leading up to that was I'd gone on this personal development path. I'd done a lot of personal growth. I got really clear on the type of life I wanted to live, and wanted to start living that, and found that the business I was running was holding me back. It wasn't really aligned with my true purpose. I was doing some self-sabotage in there because I'd won all these awards, right? And I had these investors, and I had these expectations to live up to. And, if you won a bronze last year, you've got to win a gold. And if I was number 46 on Startup Daily, which you don't apply for, they just post a thing saying who's on the list. You're like, well, I don't even know what I did to get to 46. How am I going to get to 20? Like, panicking, and then engineering my business to try and win awards. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, what am I doing? And I'm grinding. And my sister, I've got a sister in Brisbane, which is to the north of me, with 2 little kids. My other sister was just about to have a baby, and I brought those 2 girls up. So they're like having basically my grandkids. And I'm like, I don't get to see them. I'm all the way here, and what the hell am I doing? And I had to make a choice. Do I keep pushing the business forward? Do I keep grinding at that? There was a few things going on there with clients, big clients not paying lots of money, staff stealing money, like just shit. And my dad's like, why are you flogging the dead horse? Like, stop flogging it. And my key investor, Jack DeLosa, who's the head of the Entourage Growth Fund, he's like, Jade, it's fucking killing you. Stop doing it. You don't love it. You hate it. So why do it? And I'm like, well, I've got you guys and I've got clients. And he's like, who cares? I'm like, well. And he's like, really? Like, we didn't invest in velocity. We've invested in you. And it's just that we wanted to work with you. So, like, who cares? Like, go do what you're meant to do. He's like, I would be a hypocrite because I say, you should be living your life's best purpose and working towards that. And this isn't like we're trying to squash a square peg being a headhunting firm in a round hole of changing lives. And you can do it a little bit, but it really wasn't working. So it took me reading Ego is the Enemy, which a friend subtly said, you know what I think? I think you're keeping that business for ego, and I think you should really read this book. And I'm like, oh, that was a sledgehammer, thanks. And did that and went, might be onto something here.
Wow.
So that was probably my biggest stuck moment, besides the whole leaving a marriage thing, relationship of 13 years. But
I really acknowledge you for like having the epiphany and being willing to see it, not willing to tolerate another day of it. And I'm sure you went through a lot of pain and suffering, not wanting to look at it, not wanting to, like say, fuck, this is the truth. And I just got to deal with it and all the consequences that come with it.
Like things like you're going, oh, cash flow is tight because this big client's not paying the bills. And then going, well, I self-sabotage that because my gut told me not to deal with that person. And I deep down knew that I was going to put all this energy, and I literally put everything into it and got screwed every which way but sideways on that deal. And it was like, I caused that myself. And maybe somewhere inside of me, I wanted to have this mirror shone in my face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's so beautiful, and thank you for really being raw and vulnerable with us that happened. And now you have this new foundation to come from and bring into the world, Life Engineered. You're getting certified by training. So tell us more about like what you're creating, what you're up to now.
Yeah, beautiful. So my new venture, I call my adventure, is Life Engineered. And the idea of Life Engineered is we're going to help the founders of fast growth startups reverse engineer all aspects of their life. So I do say I do a bit of a bait and switch, because usually the biggest pain point for fast growth startups is their human capital. Obviously, having a 13-year career in headhunting and executive search, I have skill there that I can bring to the party and differentiates me from, say, another business coach or life coach. So I go, okay, cool. Let's look at how I can help you attract, retain, and maximize the human capital part. So that you've got less stress, better cash flow, and more time.
That's awesome.
And then we can start working on the other things. But then I tell them the attract part, you can't attract really good talent if you're not attractive. So we might need to go back and unpack a few things and work on a bit of ourselves first to make you attractive. Because if you want the #1 SaaS software guy in Sydney, you're up against LinkedIn, you're up against Salesforce, you're up against every one of the derivatives from there, you're up against Google. So why is someone going to choose you? We need to find a way to make you attractive, and that starts with the founder. And you know, people join people. It's the same as Simon Simonix.
Yep.
It's really about going, okay, you need to be really congruent within yourself and your values of your business, and remind yourself why you're building this business and the ultimate vision for that before you can attract someone, whether that's through the law of attraction, and going, okay, I need to know exactly the type of human I want to be able to put it out to the universe to be able to deliver it. But also so that person chooses you. So there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done there. And that gives us then the blueprints for where else we need to go later down the track. So do we need to start looking at vision, mission, values? Do we need to start looking at your relationship? Because unhappy at home translates to unhappy at work. Even if you think you check your shit at the door, that energy comes in the door with you. And I can tell you that one from personal experience and feedback from my own stuff, where I thought I was holding my shit together, and from the outside people thinking so, but they're like, there's this energy, it's not resonating, it's not congruent. So looking at those types of things, that doesn't need to be an intimate relationship, that can be family, friends, whatever it is. And so looking at those other aspects, your health and fitness, we know that if we're not in peak performance physically, this isn't going to be able to keep up. So we've got to look at those things. So it's about looking holistically at the founder and where do we need to upgrade them to be able to make their business a success, but to make sure that they live their life completely in line with what their soul's experience should be on this earth.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So we got clear on the Life Engineered side of things, and you're also doing these Mind Valley certifications and being a trainer. Tell us like how you got started with that and inspired by that.
Yeah. I'll reach for something. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
This is what started me on the Mind Valley journey. So the Code of the Extraordinary Mind. I read that actually probably around this time last year, because I saw one of the Facebook memories pop up where I was on a plane going, happy for plane delays because I get to actually have a moment, drink my G&T and read my book. And then when I zoomed in, I was like, oh, it's the code. So I read a book a week on audiobooks, and I'm not sure who recommended the book to me originally, but I got a hold of it and read it, and I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been thinking about, and what I need to implement, and how am I going to do this? And there was these 10 laws to having an extraordinary life and an extraordinary mind, and I just really resonated with it. And then it referenced a bunch of books that had impacted me previously. I'm like, oh my God, we're like on the same page. So I started looking at those things and going, great, that's the type of life I want to create. I had a few little hiccups at the earlier last year with what I was going to plan to do this year in terms of travel. And I'd planned for 6 months to go to Peru and trek Machu Picchu with my old roommate. And we were like a couple of weeks out, and I'm like, dude, we've got to book these flights. And then he turned around and he's like, I'm not going. I can't go. And And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I just don't feel like I can go traveling right now. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, we've been planning this for 6 months. Like I'm waiting for this moment to go and see Machu Picchu and have my spiritual moment. And then I'm going to know where I'm supposed to be going. And you're pulling out on me in the last minute. Like, what? And he's like, I just can't do it. I'm really sorry. And I'm like, shit. Places that I'm happy to go by myself, Peru and Cuba weren't high on the list of by myself. Like, what am I going to do? And I started freaking out. And then I spoke to my girlfriend. She goes, oh, you know how you said you wanted to see Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God? Well, he's doing that talk in Barcelona. Why don't you go to that? I'm like, Barcelona I can do by myself. So then I was like, yeah, I'll go find that email. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, he's speaking for Mind Valley. Oh, my God, Mind Valley. I really wanted to meet Vision.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. It's a whole month in Barcelona with College Reimagined doing Mind Valley University.
Wow.
All sorts of talks from personal development to spirituality to business. And it's a whole month in Barcelona. I'm like, this is the reason why I'm not supposed to go. Awesome. So I tell Andrew, who just told me 3 days ago that he can't go traveling anymore, that I'm going to do this. And he goes, oh, cool, I'm coming. I'm like, it's fine. It was meant to be. That's what we were both meant to do. So, yeah, that month in Barcelona was mind-blowing. And there's a few things that happened there that led me to becoming a master trainer for them, which I've just done the certification for.
Wow, that's beautiful. What do you see like being available for you as a master trainer, holding down in Australia? Like, tell us about that vision.
Yeah, so the vision, the reason why we've joined and what the master trainers are there to do is to help bring the School of Humanity to 1 billion souls. So that's Mind Valley's mission. They have mainly delivered over online programs and e-learning platform. Besides doing their every 6 months they do A-Fest, and then they've got the new Mind Valley U, but that's not really how we're going to, like 1 billion people is a lot of people, right?
Right.
So the best way is to have boots on the ground, people taking it to the street. So we are going to be taking the Mind Valley methodology to the street, running the Becoming Limitless seminars locally. So I'll be doing that across New South Wales and Queensland, which is basically the one-day seminar around all of the principles in the code. There's even a guided meditation. So we learned how to facilitate Vision's 6-phase meditation, which is so, so powerful. And the manifestation in that has really done some big things for me since doing it. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then we'll be looking at doing coaching around the quests that people do. So hosting peer-to-peer group coaching around the quests, incorporating the methodology also into my business and life coaching and one-on-ones. So basically, we're going to keep training. Like every month, we're doing something new. At the moment, I'm doing one quest. I'm doing the Speak and Inspire quest of Lisa Nichols, which I'll be able to take that knowledge to people. We start Jim Quick's Super Brain on the 27th.
Nice.
Amazing. We're in talks at the moment with John and Missy Butcher to become trainers for Life Book as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be adding new seminars and workshops and things to our belts throughout the course of the next 12 months and then ongoingly. But yeah, for me, it just I looked at who I wanted to align with, what certification I wanted to do, and what really helped me serve my purpose, which was I had a littler goal. Mine is, I'm pointing over here, I've got a chalkboard over here, that's to touch 1 million souls and impact them in a positive way and inspire them to live their best life. So aligning with Mind Valley helps me achieve that.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So I love how you just wrapped it up with the 1 million souls, like really this impact is important to you. Where does that come from? And like what belief is driving that?
That's a great question. And I don't know how to answer that succinctly.
We got time.
we got a while, right? Yes. I think it comes from, I had an interesting childhood, to say the least. But for some reason, I always thought I was a bit different. And I never felt like my past defined me, or like I always chose to have a survivor mentality rather than the victim mentality. And I don't know, I just had this random belief. I could just do anything. Like, I wanted to be a fashion designer when I was in school, and I got accepted into White House School of Fashion for a part scholarship, which is like the biggest fashion house teacher here. But it was still like $100,000. I'm like, I don't have $100,000. So I just started a business and started making. So I started a dressmaking business and started making clothes and doing stuff like that.
Wow.
So I kind of went, you know, I can just do these things. And people kept always saying like, oh, you're so inspiring. I'm like, really? Why? Like, you just, what do you mean? You just do shit. Like, you want it, you're going to do it. Like, Snoop Dogg's over there and I want to go in there. So I'm just going to walk up and tell the bouncer I'm meant to be in there. And he's like, okay then, and lets you in. And you're like, so I think if sometimes you just deep down believe that you can do these things, you can do it. And everyone's like, how did you do that? And I'm like, belief. Like, I just decided I was going to do it, and I put it out there that I just saw myself being in there. And so I start seeing people like miserable, especially doing recruitment, like the amount of people you interview that hate their life, hate their life. And most of the time it's because of a mindset and the rules, which we'll talk about afterwards, affecting them, and not sometimes about their situation. But you just like start going, mate, just change your perspective, or you're not a fucking tree. If you don't like it, move. Right. Like, why are you doing this? Oh, but my mother expects me to do this. Or
reasons and reasons and reasons and reasons.
But the aha moment and where the 1 million comes from is when I was in Neil Donald Walsh's workshop in Barcelona. We did an exercise where we wrote a letter to God. Now, people are probably thinking, what? She's Christian, but she's swearing like a sailor. Not Christian. My God is my connection to source, energy, the universe as such. And people say to Neil, like, do you really think God speaks to you? And he's like, who cares? It's what I think. Like,
yep.
Like, so it just needs to be what rings true for you. Anyway, we got into this meditative state, and we had to write a letter to God and get an answer, and whatever you believe that is. And so I had my eyes closed, and I was writing, and I was like, I have this feeling inside, am I supposed to have a higher purpose? Am I supposed to do something more than what I'm doing? Or should I just be happy with my good life? And it's really funny to read, because I was writing it on my iPad with my eyes closed, so it starts scrolling on an angle, and I've got tears pouring down my face, and they're taking photos of me while I'm doing it and putting it online. I'm like, oh. But you
gotta real quick. You gotta send those to me, and we'll put it in the show notes.
Okay. Yeah, it's hideous. It's hilarious. I'm laying on the carpet on the floor. Everyone's sitting at their chair, and I'm like laying on the carpet. Yes. It's not dribbling out. Red lipstick smeared. It's hot. But my message back was, you need to be happy to shine the light on yourself, so that you can see, so others can see their light. Yeah. So I was like, oh, shit. Okay, that's like hit home. The reason why I picked 1 million, I don't know why I picked the number 1 million. I'm happy to change one person's life every single day. And as long as I'm making one person smile, giving them a bit of hope, then I do feel like I'm in line. But I'm also very goal-driven and competitive. So I feel like if I've got a number that I'm measuring against, I can kind of go, okay, well, if I did this, and I'm writing down metrics that will allow me to measure that 1 million.
It's a fun game.
That answered the question.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. So what's the message that you really are resonating with now? Like, what do you want to get out to the world? What do you want people to know? I know the title of this is like, life is what you choose, right? And we talk about bending reality. We talk about breaking rules. So why don't you fill us in on that and what you really want people stepping into a whole new reality as?
Yeah, beautiful. So touching on the title, I had a full-blown anxiety attack about two and a half years ago. It was a Saturday morning. I was sitting on my couch next to my husband at the time in Sydney in a beautiful penthouse apartment, watching reality television. And outside it was 30 degrees plus. I don't know. don't know what the Fahrenheit translation, hot, really hot.
Okay.
Beautiful blue sky. I was supposed to be, my friends had just invested in a portion of a super yacht, the largest super yacht in Australia that's available for charter. And it was the first time anyone was going on it, and all these entrepreneurs were going to be there, and my friends, and I didn't go because my ex-husband didn't want to hang out with my dork friends. So I had chosen to, because his primary love language is quality time, to sit on that couch. I hate reality TV. I was looking at him. I'm miserable. He's still not happy. He's like, you're not paying attention. I'm like, ugh. And I'd just been listening to conversations with God. I freak out. He starts yelling things like, you need antidepressants. You need something. And I'm like, what I need is like space. So I got up and I ran to my mirror where I write my affirmations. I wrote in red lipstick, life is a choice. It is what you choose. And that is what I'd taken from Neil's book. And in that moment, I was like, looked at myself in the mirror and went, you're not a fucking tree. If you don't like it, move. If you didn't want to be on the couch, be on the yacht. If you want to be outside, go outside. Like, you're not making him happy. You're definitely not happy. The energy's rubbish. Like, and I had to take accountability for that. Like, it's not his fault. I can't blame him for me being upset. Wow. I made the choice to be there that day and to be like that. So, and I've made the choices that made him want me to sit there and do that. So I had to realize that. And I want people to know that life is your choice. We don't have to do the jobs that our parents want us to do. We don't have to, you know, get a mortgage and have a house or have kids if you don't want to. Like, it really is up to you. And another thing I took from Neil's book is that I resonated with is that we're spiritual beings here having a human experience. And for me, that means I only have this vessel for this lifetime once. I want to give it the best fucking experience I can give it while I am here. Wow. So that means living life every day. And I've just had a realization of that same day. I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo and it's going to say, today I will. Because I had a little book and I used to do posts on today I will, and it was my reminders of today I will live and take action and that. So I've got the tattoo on my ribs so that every morning when I look in the mirror, I see today I will, and I'm reminded today I will take action. Today I will move forward. Today I will experience. Beautiful.
Wow.
So that's probably the key message. And then the secondary that backs that up is your past does not define you. It may have an influence on your strength or your character, but it doesn't have to either. You can choose to discard things. I believe I wouldn't change anything about my childhood because it made me who I am today and probably a bit more grateful for things. But it doesn't matter if you come from a trailer. It really doesn't. You can still drive a beautiful sports car. It doesn't matter if you come from a wealthy family. If you want to be a bum and go backpacking, do it. So, and you don't need education. You don't need traditional education to live your life on purpose. If you want to do something, just create the job for yourself.
Yeah, I love it. And just last interview, Carlos was talking about like writing down the details of your dream day, your dream life. Like, what does that look like? Simply get clear on what you want, and then don't let anything or anyone stop you from creating that reality.
Yeah. Don't let yourself stop you. I'm my biggest, worst enemy on that side of things. And I really do need to have my daily reminders. Like I write on my mirrors, I have my chalkboards, I have my tattoos.
That's so awesome.
Bishop loves it. One of his quotes is about, one of his principles is being unfuckwithable. And I said, I'm going to get that tattooed underneath my watch band because if I'm at a nice event, I don't want people saying unfuckwithable on my wrist. Right. But it means that I can flick it down and look at it and go, yeah. I'm unfuckwithable. And it can carry with me everywhere because I can't travel around the world with my mirrors and my chalkboards. But I got one of the ladies I was sharing with at the Mind Valley Master Training. She did do me a favor and she got up and wrote on our mirror, I am enough. for us to look at every day. And the cleaners come in, they clean nicely around it every day for the 10 days. And so you can take them if you want to.
Wow. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And, you know, I also hear that like traveling and getting to experience the fullness of life is something that's super important to you, right? So tell us more about your travel experiences. I know you were in LA and we almost like got to meet up. It's just like so close, but it will definitely make it happen because we're up to big.
I had to go to Mexico instead. No.
Yeah, right. Up to big things together. So tell us about traveling and what that does for you and how it lights you up.
Previously when I was running, well, not running just my own business, but running other people's businesses, I could only travel at Christmas time, which is limiting as well, and it's expensive, and you only got a certain amount of time. And but I did choose really interesting places to go, which sparked my thirst for getting out in the world. So the very first place I went to overseas was Johannesburg. I flew into Johannesburg, South Africa, and then went on a camping trip, and I did South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Wow. And I camped in the middle of the Okavango Delta with no security, like free camping on the edge of the water with hippos, and it was freaky as fuck. But I was like, wow, like this is just a whole nother world. And like, just thinking this is so different to, at that time I lived in Melbourne, like right in the city in this beautiful apartment. It's like, it's such a different world, and it really opened my eyes to that. And then the next year I went, okay, well, I want to do more of Africa. I went back and did Kenya and Tanzania, and free camped in the Serengeti and the Masai Mara, and went to the Ngorongoro crater. It was spectacular. Went and saw some orphanages, and that was really eye-opening. So then the next year I went back and did Egypt and Morocco because I wanted to see the pyramids, and Morocco was so different to what I expected it to be. And that for me was like, wow, you have a perception of something, and then when you get there, it's just so different and amazing. And then for nearly 5 years, I did a couple of little travel trips. Like I won a trip to Tahiti, which was awesome. I went to Thailand with the Entourage, and through a work trip that I'd won when I was running another business. But I hadn't gone what I felt really experiencing culture. And because I got stuck in the grind, and that was a realization, like I'm not doing things. So last year I went in May, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Hawaii because we saw some cheap flights. My girlfriend was like, let's just do it. I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. And that got me back on I need to get out and see the world and experience different cultures. And I decided that this year I was going to not go straight into creating a new business and doing that. I needed to take some time for me. I did experience a bit of burnout. I was still struggling with anxiety around the business and what I should do and things like that. And I was just like, I need to see the world. And now I'm just like, this is what life is about, experiencing other cultures, experiencing how other people do things, the different architecture, the different lifestyles, the different types of people. It's just, yeah. So now I'm just super pumped to travel at least 6 months of the year. And I'm designing my business so that I can do that. That's
freaking epic. I love it. I love it. It's so cool. You're like living life engineered.
Yes. And if I don't do it, then I'm not being congruent and authentic with my messaging. So I have to do it. Like, it's my responsibility now.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what is it like with leaders, with these executives, with these, high level people, what is it that you see that they need the most? Like, what is it, maybe mindset, maybe like limiting beliefs? What kind of work do you see they need the most, and how can we all step up and aspire to more and be more like executives and leaders?
I think what they need the most to get them on track with their soul's true purpose is to question what we call at Mindvalley the rules. So the bullshit rules of society, and to question what they're doing in terms of, why do I believe this way, or why am I acting this way, or why did I make this choice? Did I make it because of something I learned from the way I was brought up, from my religion, from the government, from the we call it the culture scape, the situation around us. Did I, where did I pick up this, and why am I applying that filter to things? And helping them to really go, oh, actually, and this rang true for me from interviewing people, and one really big example was someone that was wanting to get a new job from being a really good high-paid salesperson, and he told me he wanted to quit his job because they wouldn't promote him to manager. There was no spots, and he wants to be a manager. I'm like, okay, so tell me about that, because you just told me 10 minutes ago one of your biggest weaknesses was that you didn't like people, and that you don't like being accountable for people, and you don't work great as a team, and now you want me to get you a job as a manager? Why? And he's like, well, my brother's a doctor, and my parents think this, and, you know, they don't think salesperson is a success, and, you know, I've been this level for 3 years now, so I really should get promoted and all these things. I'm like, well, you do know that you're going to get paid less, because right now you're in software sales and you make shit ton of money in like commission. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, and you just told me that your goal was to be able to save money and travel more and to buy your girlfriend an engagement ring. How are you going to do that if we take at least a quarter of your salary away? Oh yeah. I'm like, what I want you to do is go away and think about this tonight. You really want to be a manager, and do you really think that that's important? Or do you think your parents might just be proud of you if you got engaged and you did the travel you wanted to do, you were a super successful salesperson, and you were happy? Because managing people can suck some of the time, especially for someone who doesn't like people. Yep. Okay. Went away and thought about it, came back to me, said, I've decided to stay in my job. 3 months later, he sent me a message going, I just landed the biggest deal that I've got, and I'm making $30,000 commission. And I'm like, You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Not great for business, because I only get paid when I place people in that type of role. And if I'm talking everyone out of taking the jobs that I'm interviewing for, it's not great. But he, and then 6 months further down the track, he started questioning everything, broke up with his girlfriend, took a different job, and started doing personal development and working towards setting up his own business.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's now a friend. So, that for me, it's getting so that's not a founder story, but it's about the same thing. It's about questioning why we're making those choices. For me, why am I chasing these awards? Firstly, I hate women being distinguished from men. Why the fuck did I want to win awards where I was female-led business of the year? Like it's a token, like, you know, oh, we wouldn't give you the business-led because, you know, men win that, but we'll give you the women's one. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is stupid. And so making people really question that and make sure that they design their businesses to fulfill that. And then the other things will come from there.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love it. You're just awesome. Awesome. I love your personality. So any other like really strong messages that you want to get out to our audience, things you want us, you know, receiving and integrating into our lives?
Yeah. I always refer to books. Books have a big impact on me.
Yeah.
Up here, I don't know if you can, no, it's probably out of your screenshot. There's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And for some reason, everyone sends me stuff on Facebook when they see something about not giving a fuck. They're like, I'm that girl now. And have I mastered that? No. My friend Andrew, who didn't come to Machu Picchu but came to Mind Valley U, he told me I needed to read a book called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. And I work every day now on trying to care less what other people think. Yeah. And I've done a lot of reading around this sort of stuff now and learning and realizing that, you know, not everyone's thinking about you. You're thinking about you. So do you have time to think about other people and analyze everything they're doing? No, because you're too busy thinking about your own shit. So put yourself in their shoes. They're too busy thinking their own shit, and they don't care about your little fat over here and your wrinkles on camera, and like they're not looking at that stuff, or the fact that you don't pronounce words properly. They're too busy thinking about what they're thinking about. So I think that if people can start to let go a little bit around that, especially because of what social media puts on us and that these days, that will have a big impact and will allow you to step more into your authentic self. When you're being your more authentic self, as you know, you're far happier because there's not that icky feeling down here when you're doing something that's incongruent. You lose that anxiety around things, and you can start living the life that is truly aligned with what your soul wants to experience in this lifetime. So break the rules, forget the shit that everyone else has put on you, stop comparing yourself to the Joneses, think about what's authentic for you, and think about what a successful life. So if you're on your deathbed, what type of life do you really want to have lived? Like, do you want to sit there and go, oh, I'm so glad I was a manager and had to work 80 hours a week for shit pay because I wanted that title? Or do you want to go, actually, I had half the amount of pay even, but I got to experience the whole world and I lived with less shit. You know, it's relative. Like, don't have a family if you don't really want to have a family. If your purpose is to create a career just because your sisters are on your back because they've got kids and so you should have them. Or don't build a career because you think that you have to be a career person because everyone else in your family is. Go have the kids if that's what you want to do, and do that to the best of your ability. Define what success is for you. Stay firm on that, and if people don't like it, fuck them.
Yeah. I love it. So, what has been a challenge for you to live, like a principle that you've really been working on integrating into your life to live a certain way recently?
And I did a post about this earlier in the week, reminding myself that hustle is not the new black. And I used to buy into Gary V's, what he used to talk about 2 years ago, like, you got to do 18 hours a day. You got to grind to be successful. His messaging's changed a little.
It has. I am so proud of him because he's like totally getting in alignment with the spiritual stuff.
Yes.
Like, Gary V, thank you for
I love him.
figuring it out.
Actually, I have.
Oh my God, that's freaking awesome.
This is how much I love the hustle. I'm like, Gary's coming with me everywhere. Cool. And that's my spare laptop, and I really should sell it, but I can't because it's got Gary's signature on it. So I'm like, no, I have to keep it forever. It is. I can be a workaholic, and I do get in flow, and I don't want to break flow when I'm in flow, but I need to remind myself to schedule the time for the stuff that I really need to do. So, and a good example was this week on Tuesday, I really needed to do some stuff on my website that's not launched yet and get some copy done and build some packages and write a pitch. But my sister rang and she was like, she's got a 6-month-old baby. She's like, I really need to go to the shops because we're going camping for Christmas and I need this stuff, but I need help with the baby. And I'm like, I can't, I'm sorry, I have to do this stuff. And then I was like, wait, why the hell am I building this business? I moved, I left Sydney and I got rid of all my shit to come live here so I could help her with her kid and be there for her. I'm like, okay, clear the decks, I'm coming.
Wow.
So, and then I had anxiety during the day because I'm like, I really need to do this shit. I'm going on a live podcast and I don't even have a freaking website to deliver. But you know what? It'll be fine. So that principle of I've chosen that I don't believe hustle is new back. I honestly believe that having flow and having balance and giving yourself time to do what's really important to you is more important than just making money. Yeah. So I've got to check myself every single day to make sure that happens.
Wow. So just really, really like remembering why you're doing everything, remembering that you're nurturing your soul. Like this is the soul having a human experience, right? Yeah. And just like, what is it that's the top priority, and checking in with that and being like slowing down enough to be present to your commitment to what's important to you versus drive. Tune out all the inspiration, all the intuition. Like people drive so hard that they like, no, I don't care what messages are being sent my way. I'm just going to keep, like till exhaustion. My freaking knuckles are bleeding and I'm like clawing. It's like not doing that.
Yeah, and I recently went against the grain on that. I overworked myself. I ended up having an anxiety attack. Ended up in emergency because this was like two weeks on the day I got back from America.
Wow.
Because I was like, oh my God, I should have been doing stuff, and my diaphragm went into spasm, and that's my stress response. My diaphragm goes into spasm, and it causes, I can't stand up. I'm screaming in pain. I'm throwing up. It's like, and it was so funny. The minute I surrendered and realized what it was, because I was like blaming my back. Oh, it's because I was on a plane. And then I went, oh no, I know what this is. This is freaking out about not having a friggin' website and not doing some of the stuff I wanted to do while I was traveling, because I thought that I was going to like write
do it all. Do it all. Get it all done.
And the minute I released, it stopped spasming.
Wow.
And I was fine.
So you just like focused on breathing and being present, just be like, all right, I'm just going to let it all go. And
yeah, well, I was laying in emergency, hooked up to machines at this stage. So, so I had no choice but just to be present in the moment and lay there and think about my actions.
Yeah, right. Think about what I just did.
Why did I do this to myself? And everyone thinks I've got my shit together. Like, you're so got your shit together. I'm like, yeah, no. But being able to recognize that and be able to share that with others and go, do you know what? It's okay not to have your shit together every now and then. As long as you can learn from it and go, what did that teach me? What do I need to do differently? Yes, I need to go to the shops with my sister and hold my nephew. That's what I need to do.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Relationships. I know for me personally, I have been learning that time with loved ones, relationships is so important. And like people and love, connection. I've really sacrificed that for a lot of years, and still like to know like big, breakthrough that I'm making millions and millions of dollars a year, like that hasn't happened yet. Like, so while I'm here, still like in this nurturing zone of like planting seeds and watering them and nourishing them, get the right lessons in place, get the right principles, get the right foundation, and start designing the life that I want to have. Then now start living that now, start understanding that patience, and give yourself some space, be easy on yourself, forgive, like nurture, all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I love it. Jade, this is a beautiful interview, and we are coming to the end, wrapping it up. So really, final takeaways you want people having around, throwing out the rules, bending reality, choosing powerfully. It is our choice. Final takeaways.
So I would say, especially this time of year, I don't set New Year's resolutions, because I think every single day is the opportunity to take steps. Why wait till then? Yeah. But other people are doing it, and it's a good time of year if you've got time off work or out of your business to sit down, and I'd say have a look at the top 5 decisions you made this year, and then ask yourself the questions. So did I take this from the way I was brought up? Did I take this from my culturescape, from the government, from my society, from my community, from religion? Where did I pick this up from? And did I make that choice to make somebody else happy? And just start looking at that, and then being really honest with yourself and think, if I was to, no consequences, do what I really wanted to do, is that the choice I would have made? Then think about, what are your goals that you've set for the next 12 months? And ask yourself, are they really in alignment with what you really want, or are they being affected by those filters? And go, and this is another thing from the Code of the Extraordinary Mind, means goals versus ends goals. Are you saying, I want to earn $100,000 in the first 3 months so that I can go skiing, go surfing, do this, buy that? If that's the case, that's a means goal. Think about what the end goal is, mark that down, and then your brain will go find the solution. So if the end goal is to go to cherry blossom season in Japan in April, make that the goal, and then figure out the how along the way. Your brain will find it. And if you're actively doing that every day, and then every day go, I wonder if I did this, would it get that? And if you ask your brain, I wonder if I wonder that. So a quick tie back to how I did with the become a Mind Valley Master Trainer is I did the meditation with vision. I was like, I visualized wanting to work with Mind Valley and speak on the Mind Valley stage. And I was like, I wonder if I could just ask Vision. I wonder if I could do this. And literally 15 minutes after we finished that session, Vision got up and said, we've got this really exciting thing to announce. We're looking for master trainers. We're going to, like, there's a big application process that you have to go through, and we're only going to accept 50 people worldwide. And they didn't even end up accepting 50. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, I don't think if I had gone through that process and put myself into that mindset, I would have been able to receive that answer.
Wow.
So I think it's about, your brain is amazing, and you know about the law of attraction and putting things out to the universe. So think about what that real end goal is, and then just start asking every day, I wonder if I did this, or what could I do to get to that? How could that happen? Like, think crazy, and you just never know what's going to show up, because when you are only focused on the 100,000, you'll get the 100,000, but you may have missed 10 opportunities where a client could have taken you to Japan for cherry blossom season, where you could have been invited over to speak at an event. A friend might have been eloping there. You never know, because you're too focused on the wrong goal. So think about those things when you're setting the goals at this time of year.
So awesome. Jade, I got a question for you. What do you want to be acknowledged for?
Ooh. Giving energy to everyone that I come in contact with.
Beautiful. So juicy. Jade, I acknowledge you for giving enormous energy, and not just that, you give so much more than just energy to the people that you come in contact with. You give hope, you give inspiration, you give possibility. And you're super deep, like super deep. I love how deep you are, and how important your choices are to you, and how important your mind is to you, and how much you really want other people to make the right choices themselves. Like, it's so clear. Like you money is like the last, it's not the last thing for you, but it's like, people's well-being and their happiness and their joy in life is so much higher of a priority, and it's clear through your actions. And I really acknowledge you also for doing the difficult things and getting free of the stuff that doesn't work about your life, and whatever had you get there, like, you got clear on that. You got clear on those beliefs. You uprooted them, even though it might have been painful, and you still did it. And you had the courage, and you didn't give a shit what people thought, and you're out here creating an amazing life and helping people. So thank you for what you do and just living the life you love.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I've so loved the whole process, even like the pre-screen that we did and things like that. You really got me excited and just made me reconnect and go, I am definitely on the right path. So thank you for that. And thank you for making a show like this that helps people, gives a platform for people like me to be able to share ourselves and reach other people. But for all those people that are sitting watching it and taking the wisdom, and do you know what I mean? Like, I think I read this on your thing. It's like you created your own seminar. Like, I'm a seminar junkie.
Yes.
And this gives people that may not be able to afford the time or the money to go and do those things in their life right now. They will be able to in the future. Access to that, and that is just such an amazing gift to give people. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. I received that. Jade, keep living your best life ever. Make every day your best day ever. And geez, just love life. We love life, baby.
I love life. Yep.
Awesome, Jade. We'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, bye.
All right. See ya.